In the last class, we have seen SQL Server component. We have seen two types of components, workstation components. Workstation components are basically for what purpose? To connect and work with the SQL Server. Okay, whereas server components are there. Server components are basically, we have discussed, services which process the user queries. Right. So these are the workstation components are there and server. Already workstation component is one of a workstation component is what? SQL. Right. SQL Server Management Studio, how we are connecting and working. And second one is the server components are nothing but check it, SQL Server Service is it, SQL Server Agent. These are the workstation server components. But remember, our main service is a SQL Server Service, which the SQL Server Service will process the user queries. Okay, so whenever we are typing the command here, once we click on the execute button, immediately we have seen command is submitted to which service? SQL Server Service. The SQL Server Service will process the command. We are getting the result. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just check here. I will connect to SS service. Yes, if I connect to any one servers here, accounts, okay, connected successfully. We can see here SQL Server Service is there, which is our main service, which processes the user queries. Second one is agent is there. Okay, basically remember here, agent is there for automation purpose. Okay, all the scheduled activities are implemented by agent service. All the scheduled activities are implemented by agent service. Okay, understood, right? There is like two major services are there. SQL Server Service, which is our main service, which processes the user queries. Agent is for what purpose? Yeah, agent is for automation. Generally, we know as a DBA, we have to schedule the activities. We need to schedule the tasks actually. We generally remember as a DBA, 80-85% will automate actually, right? Why? Because hundreds of databases are there. We can't do everything manually. Okay, compulsory we have to automate the tasks. So just remember, like here we have almost also with my client, almost all, 300 servers are there. 300 servers are there, almost all. Okay, so see, we have like 8 members team is there with us, for example. See, like we can't take backups manually, right? 300 servers are there. Even we exactly wake up at 3 o'clock, how many database backups I can take manually? Not possible. That's why we are scheduling these backups. Okay? We can write the backup command. We can set that timing. Like backup should be generated daily morning 3 o'clock. Automatically remember morning 3 o'clock backup is generated. Okay. But yesterday night backup failed. Okay. For example, here yesterday night backup failed. we have to check what is the reason why backup failed. We have to plan for troubleshooting. Understood, right? Yes. So that's what, remember, these scheduled activities are implemented by which service? Agent service. And here see, under the agent, we have jobs are there. We can create the jobs. Okay. So we can, we can schedule the activities. By creating the jobs, remember, we are scheduling the activities. Okay. We'll see that later. Just we have to understand SQL Server service is our main service which is processing the user queries. Agent is for what purpose? For automation. Okay. Automation can be implemented with help of which service? Agent service. Clear, right? Yes. That's why always remember our SQL Server service must be in running mode, which is our main service. Okay. Agent also, remember, in production server, agent also must be in running mode. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. This is like we have seen workstation component is there, SSMS, and server components are there, SQL Server. Okay. Let's wait. We'll see the basic installation. We'll discuss basic installation. Means how we can install SQL Server so that we can start practicing these commands. Okay. Later, I will show you custom installation. Means how we can do installation in real time. Okay. First, we'll see basic installation. Okay. Check here, like same thing, two-step process it is. Okay. First step is what? Step one is install SQL Engine. SQL Engine is nothing but what? Server components, nothing but SQL Server and SQL Server agents. After installing SQL Engine, then remember we'll install SSMS. Okay, tool, right? Through which we can connect to this server, we can submit the commands, right? And once again, remember, in one machine, SSMS we have to install only one time. SSMS, remember, we have to install only one time. Okay, latest SSMS we can install. For example, say this is my SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so through same SSMS, remember, we can connect to multiple servers. Multiple servers we can connect. Say any number of servers we can connect. We have permissions. We can connect to multiple servers here. Okay, with same SSMS. That's why what I am saying, in one machine, we have to install SSMS one time. But remember, this SQL Engine or SQL Server can be installed multiple times here. SQL Engine or SQL Server can be installed what? Multiple times. But SSMS we have to install only one time. Clear, right? SQL Engine, remember, we'll see again later. SQL Engine we can install how many times? 50 times. Okay. SQL Engine can be installed how many times? 50 times, 50 in the same machine. But remember, SSMS generally we are installing one time. SSMS we are installing one time here. Clear, right? Yes. Let's see what I will do. I will start the installation process so that you can install in your laptop. You can practice. Okay. Just I will show you basic installation, but after 1-2 classes, I will show you in real time how we are doing custom installation. Okay, real time installation. Right, right. Okay, just here very simple steps are there. Here we can go to Microsoft website. We can install here SQL Server. Understood this one, right? All people, any confusion is there? This is here server 1 means server 1 for loans department, for example. Okay, server 2 for HR department, like this here. Server 3 for credit cards, server 4 for net banking, some things here like this. Multiple servers we can install here in the same machine if you want. Okay, server means remember our SQL server, not physical machine. In one physical machine, we can have multiple times we can install SQL server. Okay, right. It is clear, right, for all people or confusion is there. Please type in the chat panel if any simple doubts are there, any confusion is there. No need to worry. I will repeat. I will repeat 10 times also, no problem for me. But we have to understand here. Clear, right, for all people? Anvesh, Sri Lekha, Kishore. Yeah, Ravi, Sangeeta, Sai, it is clear. Okay, thank you. Sangeeta, Anvesh, Ravi. Shiva, it is clear or any confusion is there? Vivek, yeah. Yes, if any simple doubts are there, please feel free to type in the. I can unmute you also, just if you say. I can unmute also, just to avoid the disturbance in the recording. I have put you in mute. Okay. Yes. Nageshwara, it is clear. So why? Because see, one banking database is there, we can't put all the tables or all the databases remember in one server. We'll divide like this. Okay, so we'll divide into what multiple servers. Okay, let's say we'll start with first. I will install this SQL engine. Okay, SQL engine. Then I will install SSMS. But already in my machine SSMS is there, right? No need to install again. Okay, but I will show you both. Plus, I will share you the nodes also, step-by-step nodes also, how we can install this SQL engine. Okay, let's say we'll start with, first we'll install this SQL engine. Okay, check here, very simple steps are there. We can go to check it, type in Google SQL Server 2019. Okay. Yes. Okay. Check here. SQL Server 2019. Open this page. Yeah. Try SQL Server 2019. Right? Try SQL Server 2019 option is there. Click on that. Yes. Where do you want to install SQL Server? It is asking here. Okay. You want to install SQL Server on Azure. Okay, which is a Microsoft computing platform. Okay, or you want to install SQL Server in on-premises. On-premises means what? Our local data center or in our laptop. Okay. Yes. Free trial. Okay. Okay. Check it some uh, books are there. You can download freely. Actually, books are there. If you are unable to download, so I will download. I will share you. I have why because I am the Microsoft certificate. I have access to all the resources. So whatever the resources are there in Microsoft, I have access to all the resources. Microsoft Certified Trainer for 2021-22. Yearly we have to renew actually. So I can take all the resources, means whatever the materials are there, sorry, whatever the materials are there, I can access the material, the Microsoft certificate. Okay. So just I have renewed it last month. Generally, they will grant it for yearly. We have to renew. Right. Right. Okay. Uh, yes. Okay. Right now, sir, I am in. Let's say I'm going with what I have. Click on this free trial. Once we click on free trial, it is asking which version you want to install. See, 2019 you want to install, 2017 our previous version, 2016, 2014. Okay, previous older versions are there 12, 2012, 2008 R2, but Microsoft has stopped support for older versions. Only support is there for these 4 versions. Okay, currently. Yes. Okay. Yeah. One point observe here. SQL Server 2017. From SQL Server 2017 onwards, remember, SQL Server works in all platforms. Okay. So it may be Windows or Linux or Mac, any platforms here. First time, first time Microsoft has released here 2017, which works in any platform. Understood, right? Yes. Okay. Let's say I want to download, say, 2019, I want to install. Just remember, in your laptop, Windows 10. If Windows 10 is there, you can download, you can practice. But in real time, remember, we are installing in the Windows Server operating system. Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019. We'll see that later. Just remember, select here exe, see exe, continue. Basically, remember we are installing SQL Server Evaluation Edition, which works for 180 days. Okay, Evaluation Edition is a free edition, remember, which works for 180 days. After 180 days, remember, it will expire. Means 6 months here. Okay, continue. Just enter some information. Any details we can enter. Okay. Any details what we want. Just email ID, your phone number. Okay, continue. Select here checkbox. Yes, continue. Any details? No need to enter exactly. Yeah, just here installation start of file is downloaded here. Click on this file. Yes. Yeah. Check it. What do you want to, how you want to install SQL Server? Installation type it is asking. Let's say I want to go with basic installation. Basic installation means what? So it will install SQL Server with some default features, default option. Okay. We'll see this custom installation. We can download the software also. We can run the setup here. Okay. Let's say I want to go with basic installation. I accept. See here, license terms are there. I accept. Where do you want to install SQL Server? It is asking. Default path is C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, I want to go with the same path I am saying. But in real time, remember, we are not installing SQL Server in C drive. We have to install SQL Server in different drive. But because C drive is basically for Windows actually, we should not install SQL Server in C drive. Compulsory, we have to go with what? Different drive. That's the best practice. Yeah, otherwise we'll get performance issues. If we install in C drive, we'll get performance problems. We'll talk about this later. Just here, install. Very simple steps are there. Download size is there 1.5 GB. Click on install button. So first it will download the software, then it will start installation. Downloading, it is very fastly. Okay. Yeah, into downloads folders, then one file is downloaded automatically. Okay, yeah. Once the download is done, then remember we can, yeah, it will start automatically installation. Once the download is done, immediately it will start installation process. In general, remember in a fresh machine in your laptop, for example, it may take 8 to 10 minutes time in a fresh machine. It depends on the hardware configuration, or sometimes up to 15 minutes time installation process. But in my machine already so many times I have installed, as well as yeah, my machine has 2 GB RAM with the SSD, right? Previously we have HDDs are there. Now we are getting SSD, solid state drive. So that's why installation is done very quick. In my machine, it takes 2 to 3 minutes time. Yes, please type in the chat panel if any simple doubts. There any simple question. Okay? No need to worry. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now see, like download has done. It is an installation process is started. installation started. See, like this, like simple steps are there here to install SQL Server. Means here once the installation is done successfully. Okay, so exactly what we are installing here, SQL Engine we are installing here. SQL Server Engine we are installing. Next step is what? We have to install SSMS. Okay? Yes, same thing from Microsoft website, we can download SSMS, we can install SSMS. Okay, yes, I will show you. Yes, almost done. Okay. Yes, check here, installation is done successfully, we say. Okay, yeah, summary it is showing here. It has installed one instance here. Instance is nothing but remember one server. Just yeah, this is the instance name. It is saying MS SQL Server 04. Okay, this is the instance name. Okay, check here like we can install SSMS also here. Click here, install SSMS. Just same thing, it is navigating to Microsoft website. We can download here. See. Okay, SSMS we can download. We can run the setup. See. Okay, so same, just 2-3 steps are there. We can install SSMS easily. Right. That is like, but in my machine already SSMS is there. So just I will close this. I will connect to our instance here. This is our instance name MS SQL Server 04. Okay. Close. Yes. Yeah, already have open SSMS. Just I will disconnect this one. Existing instance. Right. Here server name. Browse for more. See database engine, we can see the last ones here, MS SQL Server 04, right? This is our newly installed instance. Say okay, connected successfully. Here no databases are there, only system databases are there. These system databases are predefined databases, which are compulsory databases. Okay, yes. Here SSMS is also downloaded successfully. We can run the setup, just 2-3 steps are there. We can install SSMS easily. Okay, very simple steps are there. Okay, 1 second. One question is that, sir, for different versions, different SSMS will support, or one SSMS will support for all versions? Yes, important question. Just remember, latest SSMS we have to install. Okay, with latest SSMS tool, we can connect to all versions. Okay, yes. One question is that, it's open for all Windows. Yes. Okay, we can install in any Windows operating system. Okay. Yeah, this is our download page, is it? Yes. Yeah. This installation was done successfully, right? Yes. So always remember, agent also must be in running mode. Just restart the agent service. Yes. Okay. Okay. That is like installation is done successfully. This is our MS SQL Server 04. That's what I am saying. After installing this SQL Server or SQL Engine, then we have to run the setup for SSMS. So in the download, yeah, here see SSMS setup is it. Just we have to run the setup. Okay, so just next install. Only 2-3 steps are there. Okay, you can do that, no problem. Okay, right. Just try that. Both install today, both SQL Engine plus SSMS. Okay, so then you can connect, you can start practicing. Setup block, it is saying SSMS is currently running. Please close any open instance of SSMS and run this installer again. Okay, why? Because already in my machine SSMS is open. Check here, this, yeah, open this tool SSMS. That's why first you close this, then you continue installation. It is saying. Okay, right. You try that one. Very simple steps are there. Just to run the setup. Next install. 2-3 steps only. Once installation is done, open SSMS. How we are opening SSMS here? In search, we can type here SSMS. Okay, open. Yeah, we have to know, like we can check here, browse for more database engine. Okay, last one. For example, okay, connected successfully. Same thing, we can take new query. We have seen we can verify it is of which version, right? At the rate version. It is showing say 2019 version. SQL Server 2019 version it is showing. Like this, we can check here. See, very simple steps are there. Here, installation steps. Okay, I think it is clear, right? So we can install SQL Server multiple times, but SSMS we have to install only one time. Again, remember, always use the latest version of SSMS. Install latest version of SSMS. So through that we can connect to latest version as well as older versions also. Clear, right? Yeah, any questions are there? Please type in the chat panel if any simple doubts are there. Yeah, what is difference between Windows Server and Windows? Yeah, generally remember Windows Server means Windows 2012, Windows 2016, Windows 2019, where we can run the SQL Server, or we can run any web servers also. Why? Because server means what? Its capacity is high, and it can process the request from multiple machines. Okay, but Windows is there, or Windows client operating system is there, like Windows 10, right? That is for personal usage. Okay, Windows is there, which is called Windows client operating system. That is for personal, like Windows 10. Means in a single laptop we can install that. So one person can work with Windows 10, for example. In case of server, remember, multiple users can connect, they can work. In case of a server operating system. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, we'll go to next concept. Right. The last point we have seen here in our class. Yeah. Yes. Next year, we'll see. SQL Server, remember, for programming in SQL Server, remember, we have two options are there for programming. Programming means, remember, we are not writing the programs, right? As a DBA, our developers will write the programs. Okay. So that's remember here for programming, we have two options are there. One is CLR integration. CLR is a common language runtime integration. CLR integration is there one option. Which was introduced first time in 2005 version. What is the purpose of this one? By using this CLR, our SQL Server can run .NET programs, okay, which are written with VB.NET, C#, .NET programs. In general, remember, we have T-SQL is there, right? Previously, we have seen transact structured query language. T-SQL is a default programming language of SQL Server, right? T-SQL. T-SQL is what? Transact structured query language. This is the native programming language of SQL Server. But sometimes, remember, if some business logic is not possible with T-SQL, our developers can use here .NET languages like VB.NET, C#, .NET, some .NET languages here. Okay. Yes. But remember, the code which is written with T-SQL can be directly executed by our SQL engine. SQL engine can run the codes here directly. SQL engine can run the code directly with which is written with what? Yes, Sangeeta. Yeah, just remember in SQL Server, first point we have to understand. In SQL Server, for programming means to write stored procedures, functions, triggers. Okay, so uh, yeah, uh, uh, those are we can write here means not we are not writing our developers team, so they can write the programs remember with T-SQL transact structured query language, which is SQL Server's programming language. But remember, if some business logic is not possible with T-SQL, we can write the programs with .NET languages here, right? Basically, VB.NET, C#.NET. So that's remember the programs which are written with T-SQL. Whenever the user is calling the program through application, SQL engine can run that program directly. The program written with what? T-SQL. But the program written with .NET languages, that program cannot be executed by SQL engine. It uses one component called CLR, Common Language Runtime. Common Language Runtime. By using this here, .NET programs can be executed. Okay, understood, right? Yeah, in a database, we have two programs are there. This is written with T-SQL. This is written with .NET. See, whenever the user is calling the program written with T-SQL, our SQL engine can run directly. Why? Because SQL engine can understand T-SQL programs. Okay, but remember, but SQL engine cannot understand .NET languages. That is the reason if the program is written with .NET languages, our SQL engine uses what? CLR to run that program. Okay, that is called CLR integration. Means CLR is integrated into what? SQL engine or database engine to run which programs? .NET programs. The silver as a DBA, our job is what? We are not running .NET programs actually. We are not writing or we are not running. But our job is here after installing SQL Server, this feature we have to enable. Depends on the request. Remember, we can enable this CLR feature. Okay, once we enable CLR feature, then remember our SQL engine can run which programs? .NET programs. Understood, right? What is the purpose of CLR? Purpose of CLR. CLR is used to run which programs? .NET programs. First point. Second point, as a DBA, we have to enable this feature one time. Check here how we can enable. Yeah, if we connect to see how we can enable here. Just simple command is here, sp configure. In SQL Server, remember to enable or disable any feature, we have this stored procedure. SP means what? Stored procedure. Check here, so many features are there here, but one of the feature is the CLR. See here? Minimum value 0, maximum value 1. Means either we can set 0 or 1, but always we have to see run value. Run value is 0, means feature is in disabled mode. Okay. Feature is there in what? Disabled modes here. Right. That's why we have to enable this feature one time. Check here, very simple steps are there. Comma 1, reconfigure. See here, 0 for disable, 1 for enable. In general, remember, if I run up to here, only this config value is changed, run value is not changed. That's why if I use reconfigure, then run value is also changed. Check here. It is saying very clearly change from 0 to 1. Now we can see again, just select this run. Check here, both the values are changed to 1, 1. See, means always we have to see run value. Okay, if the run value is 1 means what? Feature is enabled successfully. Feature is enabled successfully. Here, if the run value is 1 means feature is enabled successfully. Like this is like how we can enable or disable the CLR features here. Understood, right, all people? What is the purpose of CLR? To run .NET programs, okay? This CLR feature should be enabled. Okay, right. So, see, we can enable, if want to disable, just we have to say 0. Run again, change from 1 to 0, it is saying. Check one time. Yes, see it, change to 0 again. So by using SP configure, we can enable or disable, or by right clicking on server names here, we have one option is there, facets option is there. By using this facets option also, we can enable or disable this feature. Okay, by using facets option also we can enable or disable the features here. Just click on facets. It takes some time. Yes. Now check it. Facet equal to surface area configuration. See it. CLR enabled. Integration enabled. Yes. True. Okay. Okay. Yes. Again, if I check here, see the feature is changed successfully. The feature is updated successfully. We can see now by running SP configure, it shows 1 here. Okay, run value 1 it displays. Yeah, I think some problem is there. The SSM was restarted. Okay, this is like 2 options are there here, how we can change the values. SP configure we can use, okay, as well as remember we can use the facets option. Now you see SP configure execute. Check here again, the value is changed to 1, feature is enabled again. Understood, right? Yes. So let's see what we'll do. We'll conclude the session. Once again, we'll continue tomorrow. Just we have discussed again how to install SQL Server, basic installation we have seen today. In basic installation, we have seen again, first step is what? Installing SQL Engine or SQL Server or SQL instance. Any names here, all are same. After that, second step is what? Step 2 is installing SSMS. Next step we have seen, for programming, 2 options are there in SQL Server, right? One is what? T-SQL, which is our native programming language, means where our SQL engine can understand native programming language of SQL Server. Second one is what? CLR integration. CLR means what? Common language runtime. Common language runtime. Basically, the CLR is used to run which programs? .NET programs. That's why if some stored procedure is there which is written with .NET, okay, that stored procedure our SQL Server cannot understand. That's why it uses what? CLR. Okay, so as a DBA, remember, we are not writing programs with .NET or anything. Just we have to understand, we have to enable this feature one time. It depends on the requirement. Okay, these are the 2 points we have seen here as part of today's class. Okay, we'll conclude the class here. We'll continue again tomorrow. We'll see some other concepts. We'll see. After that, I will show you custom installation, real-time installation. Okay, please try to install this SQL Server today once you are free in your laptop, basic installation. Okay, if any doubts are there, any questions are there, if you get any error while installation, just send me email to this email ID. Okay, so I will connect, we can connect to same Zoom. I will ask to connect to Zoom. You can connect to Zoom. I will check what is the problem is there. I will clear the problem. Okay. Yes. Yes. Right.